Okay, so obviously she's got a very good postural control and balance ability to be able to do that. Okay?
Evidentemente ella tiene muy buena habilidad de balance y funciona, está bien.
But almost everything we do relies on the ability of the body to maintain postural control.
Básicamente todo lo que hacemos depende de nuestra habilidad del balance, del control que tenemos de nuestro cuerpo.
So all the ADL activities that we do, okay? So walking, obviously running, jumping, obviously different postural control abilities.
Diferentes posturas como andar, saltar, caminar o correr, depende de todo esto.
Now, postural control ability is divided up into two sections, okay, or segments. We have proactive postural control, which is a planned postural control, and reactive. Now, I'll give you some examples, or an example.
Tenemos dos tipos principales de respuestas del equilibrio. Están la proactiva y la reactiva. Y nos va a dar unos ejemplos.
I'm thirsty. So I've decided now that I want to walk to that bottle and pick up that bottle, okay? So I now know exactly what I've done, what I have to do. I'm aware of my surroundings, I'm aware of everything that's going on, and I'm planning a specific spatial and temporal and coordinated ability to be able to walk and then take the bottle, okay? So all this, my body has done naturally, my brain has done naturally, and coordinated it and planned it, and then done the task, done the ADL task, okay?
La primera opción sería que Alan, en este caso, tiene un objetivo de coger la botella en la mesa y él controla todo su entorno y sabe perfectamente qué es lo que tiene que hacer y cómo se va a modificar el entorno para poder llegar a coger la botella en su objetivo.
So that's my weight transferring from one leg to the other, my upper body movement. All this is planned and controlled, okay? So that is the example here of proactive planned response.
Este sería el caso proactivo en el que él es capaz de controlar la parte superior de su cuerpo y tiene todo controlado, ¿no?
If I then trip, everything goes out the window. I now have completely different objectives. What have I got to do? I've got to stop myself from hurting myself. Okay? So it's no longer planned, and it becomes relied on what we call reactive, reflex-like response. Okay?
En caso de que se tropiece, es algo no planeado, por lo que pasaríamos a la parte reactiva, de que algo no esperado, algo que no controlabas, entonces pasas.
Okay? So these are the two postural control abilities or balance abilities that I need in everyday life, okay? I don't need just one or the other, I need both of them, okay?
Necesitaríamos los dos para poder, en cualquier situación de nuestras vidas, necesitamos las dos habilidades para poder seguir.
I'll just upset your planning here. What's my next one? So, until recently, it was believed that, go back, that we could not improve or practice a reflex-like response.
Hasta hace poco se creía que no se podía practicar o mejorar la capacidad la habilidad de la parte reactiva, ¿no?
Okay. So this is what has changed, if you like, recently. One, the knowledge that we can, by practicing a reactive reflex-like response, we can improve that reactive reflex-like response. Mm-hmm. And two, the fact that we now have technology to allow us to practice a reflex-like response in a safe environment. Mm-hmm. So these are two recent changes which are now showing us a new direction, if you like, in rehabilitation, in postural control rehabilitation.
Pues tenemos 2 puntos. La primera es que tenemos ahora se sabe que tenemos la capacidad de, con la práctica, poder mejorar esta habilidad, y la segunda es que tenemos la tecnología para poder practicar esta habilidad en un entorno seguro, ¿no?
Again, one step back, it's important to point out that I'm not trying to say that you should only practice reflex-like training, but it's a mixture of both proactive and reactive, which is going to improve your balance, your postural control ability, and then your balance ability.
Para poder mejorar nuestro balance del cuerpo, no solo es importante practicar y mejorar la reactiva, sino que tendremos que practicar las dos, tanto la proactiva como la reactiva.
Now we have 2 broad sections or segments of tools which allow us to practice postural control. Okay?
Tenemos 2 tipos de dispositivos para poder mejorar estas habilidades.
Or 2 main balance therapy devices. The first one I'm going to point here is passive devices. What is passive about this device is that the device, we move our center of mass, and by moving our center of mass, we, if you like, create the disturbance, which we then have to deal with. Okay, so that's passive. We ourselves are moving our own center of mass to create the postural control disturbance. Okay.
El primer tipo de dispositivo sería el pasivo, que somos nosotros los que crean las turbulencias en el ejercicio.
The second one is that the equipment itself is moving the center of mass. Okay? So that's an active device. Something is moving my center of mass, and then I'm not responsible for that movement of the center of mass. So passive devices, I myself am responsible for moving my own center of mass, and then I create some sort of a disturbance which I have to deal with. And the second one, the device itself is moving the center of mass, which then I have to deal with. Okay? So this now, we can refer this to my first slide where I was looking at proactive and reactive. Okay? If I myself here am moving my center of mass, which is causing the disturbance, then that's very much a planned response, a planned postural control response. So I'm practicing here proactive postural control.
En los dispositivos activos sería lo contrario. El dispositivo es lo que hace que mi masa central se mueva. Yo no soy responsable de esos movimientos y por lo tanto en los pasivos lo que estaríamos entrenando sería la habilidad proactiva, ¿no? Porque nosotros somos los que controlamos el movimiento.
Here, the active devices which are moving the center of mass, okay, for me, they are an attempt to work on reactive postural control, okay, because I cannot plan it, it happens. So therefore it happens and I have to deal with it.
En caso de los activos, lo que estaríamos entrenando y mejorando sería la habilidad reactiva, porque no controlamos. Porque no sabemos qué es lo que va a pasar, ¿no? Entonces, por eso se trabaja la habilidad reactiva.
So I'll give you an example of a...
Bueno, en el ejemplo que hemos visto, lo que vemos que la masa central, el tilting, no sé si es, se inclina, la masa central se inclina hacia adelante y lo que estamos controlando en ese caso es la habilidad de controlar la masa central de la inclinación, ¿no?
Okay. The example that I gave you right at the beginning, when I tripped, what was happening to my center of mass when I was going to get the bottle and I tripped? What happened to the center of mass?
¿Qué pasa con la masa central cuando nos tropezamos?
It shifted, thank you, it shifted out of my base of support. It wasn't tilting, it moved. So what do I have to do? I have to react, and I have to change my my stance, my upper extremity, my lower extremity. I have to move to be able to put, if you like, the center of mass back into a new base of support. So I have to create a new base of support where my center of mass will be in between the base of support.
Cuando nos tropezamos, lo que pasa es que la masa central se desplaza de sitio y lo que tenemos que conseguir es volver a un apoyo básico donde recuperamos ese equilibrio.
Again, that's an example of a passive device, because again it was tilting my center of mass, but only as a response to me moving or changing my weight, okay? So that was an example.
It's no accident. Researchers are tripping this 81-year-old woman on purpose. But Mary Kay is taking it in stride. She's learned how not to fall after too many close encounters with Chicago's crumbling sidewalks.
I fall forward and I land on my face, and it's usually quite disastrous for my face.
Falls are a leading cause of injury among the elderly, cost $30 billion a year to treat, and can spiral seniors into poor health and disability. So researchers at the University of Illinois Chicago are teaching older adults how to catch themselves in normal life by tripping them in the lab. They're outfitted in safety gear and motion sensors. In an initial study with a special walkway, participants reduced their chance of falling by 50% up to a year later.
This is all implicit learning. We don't give any instruction. They don't have to be motivated. They naturally be motivated because they don't want to be on the floor.
Professor Clive Pye says this technique stimulates the subconscious and works much faster than traditional fall prevention methods like physical therapy and exercise.
This is really a new paradigm for fall prevention.
Pye will up the ante in his next study, subjecting volunteers to a treadmill that periodically skips. With further study, he hopes the devices can help people with neurological conditions like MS and stroke that increase the risk of a fall.
You are helpless when you're out of balance and you cannot catch yourself.
Many months and wants to regain a better sense of control, like Kay did.
You learn. Every time you fall, you learn.
While the approach may seem unconventional, it could help prevent some very serious tumbles. Cindy Sharp, Associated Press. It's no accident. Researchers are tripping this.
Lo que estamos viendo es al profesor Pye, practicando. Bueno, lo que va a practicar es algo inesperado, ¿no? Inesperado, que lo que va a hacer es entrenar esa capacidad reactiva.
So what I said is that we now know. Research has shown us that we can improve a reflex-like postural control reactive response, okay? So we have to practice it. So now we have technology that allows us to practice it. There was some research done with a laboratory system which enabled the introduction of perturbation, which is a destabilizing event, something which is moving the center of mass, which is causing the patient to do some sort of a reactive postural control response.
Lo que estamos diciendo es que tenemos que entrenar y practicar muchas veces la capacidad de reactivar la postura reflejo que teníamos para poder mejorar, ¿no?
This is one slide again relating to what we've had previously at our disposal to do postural control. It's, I don't know how you put it, it's like a mushroom. Again, it will react to the patient's movement and then cause disturbance, okay? So you can compare that now to technology which is working on a different aspect of postural control. Again, I'm not saying that you have to, as clinicians, only focus on reactive response training, but you have to understand that balanceability is a basis of both proactive, which is the traditional, which can be trained traditionally, and reactive response training.
Bueno, lo que vemos es aquí que esta especie de, digamos, champiñón o algo así que le hemos llamado, reacciona a la actividad que nosotros realizamos, ¿no? Entonces, es el ejercicio pasivo que nosotros comentábamos, y lo que sí que insiste es que para la postura, para el balance corporal, es importante practicar tanto la reactiva como la proactiva. Este es el Balance Tutor. Este es el Balance Tutor que es capaz de generar movimientos para poder, en un entorno seguro, para poder trabajar tanto la habilidad proactiva como la reactiva.
It's essential for the performance of almost every kind of physical activity. Orthopedic and neurologic injury or diseases detrimentally affect this ability. Automatic postural response training. This is because of safety and technology issues preventing the use of unexpected perturbation. The Balance Tutor system by Meditouch utilizes the clinical power of controlled perturbation and reactive response training, giving clinicians a safe, high-technology solution. The Balance Tutor mimics a real-life challenge as the platform moves in a medial, lateral, forward, and backward direction while the patient is standing, walking, and even running. A harness and stop button are there for safety. The perturbation can be customized to the stance or swing phase within the gait cycle, allowing the therapist to focus on a vast range of clinical indications. The Balance Tutor is used in many rehabilitation clinics around the world, treating neurological, orthopedic, vestibular rehabilitation, prosthetic fitting, sport injuries, and even falls prevention in the elderly. The Balance Tutor is the only CE and FDA certified system that provides safe reactive response training for physical rehabilitation. The Balance Tutor allows you to achieve optimal recovery and improve quality of life.
Podemos ver en este vídeo los movimientos laterales que realiza el vídeo, o sea, el Balance Tutor.
As well as the medial lateral movement, which is the perturbation, the unexpected event, the treadmill as well can accelerate and decelerate. So if it accelerates forward, then it's going to cause me to move back. I'll explain why. But it's putting a perturbation, so I can move, I can accelerate the Balance Tutor forward, and I can accelerate the Balance Tutor backwards. So I have the ability to give perturbation both medial and laterally, and forward and backwards.
Podemos controlar la cinta que puede acelerar y desacelerar de manera que podemos y de manera lateral, por lo que podemos controlar esas turbulencias como pueden ser.
Now we have this harness which allows us to do this in a safe environment. You see here the harness, so the patient can't fall, which is very, very important.
Podemos ver que están atados los pacientes, están sujetos para que no se caiga, por lo que es algo seguro.
The other very important ability is the fact that we have a very user-friendly software which allows us to customize that perturbation. So obviously you have patients with different abilities. So I have to be able to very finely customize the amount of perturbation, the acceleration, deceleration, the acceleration, deceleration, the medial lateral plane as well. So I have to customize that to, again, what I want to achieve, to the patient's ability and also what I want to achieve.
Con un software muy sencillo podemos controlar, dependiendo del paciente que tenemos, las turbulencias que queremos crear. Depende de las habilidades del paciente y los objetivos que queremos cumplir.
Okay, so here we had the first patient was standing, so we were giving the perturbation standing, but here now we're giving the perturbation while the treadmill is moving. So we're giving the perturbation while the patient is walking, okay? Which obviously is a very important APL activity.
Como porque el primer paciente que podemos ver aquí le damos unas perturbaciones de laterales mientras que está caminando. ¿Ves que se mueve la plataforma?
Как вы чувствуете первый раз, когда на Balance Tutor? Хорошее ощущение, и хочется сказать, при которых хочется ходить, очень хороший тренажер для тренировки равновесия.
Explicando sus primeras sensaciones con el Balance Tutor. Se siente más ligero, se mueve a izquierda y derecha, muy bueno para la coordinación.
Okay. So that was an application of using the Balance Tutor, putting the perturbation, particularly customizing it to prosthetics, prosthetics fitting, and then balancing postural controllability on the prosthetics as well.
Uno de los usos que le podemos dar al Balance Tutor, en este caso, prosthetics.
Prosthetics.
Para de prótesis.
You press play. Yeah, before you press play, just push play. I just want to point out this is a MS patient, okay? Progressive MS, progressive remittent MS. She's 27 years old.
Tiene 27 años.
And here we're doing the original
Y tiene esclerosis múltiple.
evaluation.
Puntas con los ojos abiertos. Puntas con los ojos cerrados.
Here we're all quite familiar. Hopefully, we're familiar with some standard postural control abilities, which make up some outcome measures which we're using. They've been formulated specifically because these are what the patient actually has to do.
Aquí lo que está haciendo es una evaluación de la chica con los ojos abiertos, o sea, con los ojos abiertos y con los ojos cerrados, con una pierna, para hacer una evaluación de la chica.
So now play it again. Standing on one leg either.
ver la habilidad del balance.
Here we are now on to the Balance Tutor in our clinic.
Es el Balance Tutor en su clínica.
A low level of perturbation. What do we mean by low level of perturbation? We're trying to see the platform moving and the acceleration and deceleration of the platform. And obviously she's now standing, okay, rather than walking. So that's what we mean by low level perturbation, customizable perturbation.
Podéis ver cómo se mueve la plataforma de una manera, o sea, el nivel bajo, de aceleración y desaceleración de la cinta.
Now, I want you to look at how she's holding her harness. Can we go back and play the video again? Because there's a lot of information that we're trying to get in with these videos, okay? I want you to look at how she's dealing with the perturbations, and then how she's dealing it with her upper extremity, okay? So that's very important because I'm going to relate that now to a later video when you see her after training.
Vamos a ver primero el nivel bajo y después vamos a ver el nivel más medio y alto. Las perturbaciones. ¿Veis cómo reacciona ella a las perturbaciones? Que el bajo nivel es los movimientos. Está caminando. ¿Podéis ver la velocidad? Es medio kilómetro por hora.
Can't really see, but you can see how wide apart her feet are as she's walking. Right? Here. Why is it at medium level? See, it's much closer together her feet now. The base of the sport has gone from here to here. So it's a harder, much harder for her to be more improved probability. You can see the acceleration and deceleration of the treadmill.
Podéis ver en este caso la aceleración y desaceleración en el nivel medio.
have a look. Oh, you didn't see it. If you would have pictured her upper extremity as well, was much less than the response she was getting to begin with.
Es como mueve menos sus brazos.
You can see, look at the distance apart now of her feet. What she's doing. Look at the upper extremity.
Fijaos en la cercanía que tienen las piernas y el movimiento de los brazos.
Visually, we can see the improvement.
Podemos ver aquí la mejora.
You can see the actual difference in the movement. Here we're doing the perturbation. It's almost double the
Es el doble de velocidad de lo que teníamos antes. Fijaos los separados que tiene ahora las piernas. This is the beginning.
This is the beginning? Okay. Now we have a elderly patient. Okay. No specific. It's just age-related. Reduction in postural balance.
No tiene algo especial, sino que simplemente son por temas de edad.
Again, just try and bear in mind and remember how it's walking. Okay? Just have a look at how it's walking and keep that, register that.
Acordaos de cómo está andando ahora.
Very, very slow pace. 0.339.
Muy lento.
Again, this is now the forward-backward acceleration. Forcing it. Okay.
Esto es una
Move the accelerate backwards and force it to do a step forward. We accelerate the plate forward and force it to do a step backwards.
Esto es un ejemplo de aceleración hacia adelante y hacia atrás para ver cómo reacciona en cada pierna.
So, I think what I want you to take home is practice. Practice. That's what we do. We're practicing reactive response.
Ese es el mensaje que quiere transmitir. Ese es practicar para poder mejorar.
Safe environment and customized practice as well.
En un entorno seguro y poder customizar, poder personalizar el tratamiento a cada paciente.
Another minute is where you are.
¿Qué sé?
Just to see the evaluation point at the end. See. Seeing it is much more difficult with two legs together. Okay?
Ahora tiene las primeras puntas, como vemos que es algo más difícil.
Here. Remember how he was walking at the beginning?
Si os acordáis cómo caminaba al comienzo,
So the speed here.
podéis ver la nueva velocidad, es mucho más rápida.
And we put it in the perturbation. And this perturbation. So this perturbation and this perturbation. All this reactive response is reactive response to the perturbation. If you have a look at the way he was just there, the upper extremity, reactive response. It's all reactive response.
Todo esto es reactiva a las perturbaciones que le pone el Balance Tutor.
Visually see the movement of
ver la velocidad de ahora.
Okay. Play the what?
Es mucho más rápida.
At the beginning. And
Vale.
you can see it's moving as well.
Está caminando bien.
Plus we're doing then continually doing the push.
Caminando bastante bien.
And then this is the final here. Done.
Desde pequeño.